Welcome if you're tuning in early. My name is David Fraser. I'm going to be talking tonight about Bunky Enhancement ideas. Welcome. If you're tuning in, you want to comment what's your favorite place to visit, where you're tuning in from, it'd be great. Kimberly Crow, welcome from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Miss Betsy from Grand Valley, Ontario. That's not too far from me. I'm not gonna lie, we had the best day ever yesterday. I got a great suntan. I was outside most of the day. We had almost 400 people, I think, roughly, show up at our Bunkie Life 5th annual barbecue. Great vibe. Great burgers. Veggie dogs. Hot dogs, sausages. There was even like chips and pop. It was fantastic. It was a pop and chip party with burgers and bunkies. I got to take people on a Zoom tour through the factory, and there was also hundreds of people who went through the factory as well, and I learned a lot that day. Got to get some hugs from people that I've been talking to online for like 5 years. Meet some people in real life that we were formerly only talking to on the phone. So it was a fantastic day. Emily from Norman, Oklahoma, welcome. Danielle Dawson, Oklahoma City, OKC, welcome. Christy from Hera, Oklahoma. Fantastic. Dawn. Oh, by the way, Dawn Kent Elliott said she was great. Thank you. Yes, Dawn. I have a book for you, and I don't think you got your book, so we'll have to mail it out. I wrote you a little note in the book, signed it, and I did not actually get a chance to give it to you. You ran out too fast, but I got something for you, just FYI, Dawn. Rebecca from McAllister, is that right? McAllister, Oklahoma. Welcome. Christy says, I was on the Zoom tour. It was great. I didn't think it was that great, to be honest. I did my best. The first Zoom tour was in like portrait mode, not landscape, for most of the tour, which is not awesome. And then the second tour, my phone died. Imagine, like there's the iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever it is. Imagine this. I have I think a genius idea for a phone. Okay, rather than just like messing with the megapixels and the gigapixels and making it slightly bigger or slightly smaller every year. What if they made this? It's gonna blow your mind. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing guitar. It's so mind blowing. What about a guitar, what about a phone that just the battery lasts all day long? Can you imagine that? It doesn't die halfway through the day. I'd pay more for that. I don't really want a bigger phone or more megapixels or a camera that shoots around me. I just want a battery that's not going to die that day. For people with jobs that can't charge in the afternoon. Imagine that. If Steve Jobs was here, I feel like he'd make it happen. Bill from Tulsa, welcome, buddy. Andrea from Guthrie, Oklahoma, fantastic. We got Johan Bastian Dog. I'm gonna assume it's Johan. I'm not sure. I'm not if I'm saying that correctly, but from Quebec. Welcome. Lisa Levering. Welcome. All right, well, I'm gonna play a quick song and then we'll get started. Thanks for tuning in early. This is Bunky Boost Enhancement Ideas. You'll learn a lot, even if you're a first timer or an old timer. The world is such a warm and undiscovered place. You greet the world with open arms and spaghetti on your face. I read you fairy tales and I grasp for something I've misplaced. With Julia, our time grows short. You gotta be in bed by 8. Well, Julia, it's time for bed. Don't do as I've done, do as I've said. You say your prayers, and I'll say mine too. That only my good will get passed on to you. Hello, Rebecca from Tulsa. I thought your dad was rushing things when he first told me about you. We're still kids ourselves, I thought, and for me, I guess that's still true. But now I see our friendship changing into something new. Stuck between a boy and the man my father turned into. Well, Julia, it's time for bed. And don't do as I've done, do as I've said. You say your prayers, and I'll say mine too. That only my good will get passed on to you. Show me your perfect world again. And we'll close our eyes together and pretend that life is something we can understand. Julia, try not to grow up if you can. Julia, it's time for bed. Whoa. Don't do as I've done, do as I've said. You say your prayers, and I'll say mine too. That only my good will get passed on to you. That only my good will get passed on to you. We'll be right back. Let's going.
Hi, I'm David Fraser, founder of Bunkie Life. We're in the building industry, but what we're famous for are small log cabins called bunkies that can be easily built in a weekend without a permit or a second mortgage. Ultimately, we help our clients create extra space for more meaningful connection. Yes, we help our clients get a cool bunkie. But if you think it's just about the bunkie, you've already missed the point. Really what this is about is creating the space and time for more meaningful connection, and having a bunkie is just part of that journey. It's not just about the space, it's about what happens in the space, how it enables more connection. It allows you to spend that quality time with family and friends. It allows you to be there for each other in both senses of the phrase.
We are the market leaders in educational videos and content as we pioneer this growing industry. Our goal is to be the go-to source for fun, friendly, and helpful advice for families, whether they buy from us or not. Our core offering is an easy-to-build or built-for-you Bunkie kit that helps our clients create extra space for more meaningful connection. We're proudly Canadian-made right here in Ontario.
The bunkie is often the difference between that friend or family member coming or not, being there for each other or not. The reason we do this is because we believe family comes first, and when it comes to being there for each other, there are no do-overs. That's one of the reasons we've decided to partner with Ronald McDonald House Charities of Canada in their goal of keeping families close. Because ultimately, we want to bring about a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. I get up every morning excited to help families create extra space for meaningful connection. Thanks for listening, and can't wait to hear from you.
All right, folks. Well, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in tonight. This is going to be a pretty wide-ranging presentation on different ideas you can add to your bunkie to kind of complete the bigger life bunkie life picture. And I want to give a quick shout out. We got people from Oklahoma City, fantastic, Quebec, Tulsa, and Vancouver Island. This is quite the wide-ranging audience tonight. That's fantastic. So there's going to be a question and answer period absolutely towards the end. Maybe I'll even have time to play more guitar music. We'll see how that goes. And someone was asking, is there a bunkie contest this year? There might be one later this year for people from Ontario, maybe, or maybe across Canada. We're not really sure what we're going to do. We've done a winter contest across Canada. We've done a contest in Michigan in the spring. And then right now, we actually have one going on for people in Oklahoma. So that's kind of our foray into the southern or central region of America. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So if I don't know where Snoozy 1 is from, if you want to chime in where you're coming from, we don't plan these too far in advance or announce them too far in advance, but we do have contests, about once a year in most areas. Okay. If you're Canadian. So, Sandra from Quebec City, welcome. Southwest Oklahoma, the small town of Hobart, welcome, Kat. And Wendy from South Central Frontenac, Ontario, fantastic. Oh, Snoozy's from Ontario. Okay, yeah, so there'll probably be something for you at least in the winter. So just stay tuned to bunkielife.com. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about, and hi, Catherine. We're going to be talking about bunkie enhancement ideas. So as you know, we're kind of famous for the kits. We sell those kits all over North America now. But what can you do with these things? And there's so many options. There's so many cool things. So let me talk about what we're going to be talking about tonight. So tonight we'll get into Bunkie Boost ideas. I talk about early access if you're an Oklahomie. And then, of course, we'll have some more question and answer time at the end. So I've got a pretty brief presentation on some different ideas. And they're just one of, a small handful of dozens of the ideas that we've come up with as a community. So right now, there's obviously the Bunkie Life team, like everybody that works for Bunkie Life, but we also have this fantastic community of people that have, purchased a bunkie from us over the last 7 years now. And we have this private kind of group where we all share information and share ideas and share what's working, what's not working, and different interior decoration photos and just like, hey, I'm Airbnb, here's my listing. What do you guys think? That type of thing. A really collaborative group. I chime in there every once in a while, but really it's self kind of generating. There's some people that they'll say, hey, I need a builder, and different Bunkie Life owners have volunteered to help them build and get them started. So it's really a very cooperative group. We kind of go on and make sure everyone's being nice, but for the most part, everyone is nice. So that's the best thing about our clients is they're very nice people. And I got to meet everybody yesterday at the Bunkie Life barbecue. We had just an awesome showing, and I got to meet some people in real life that I hadn't met before. So that's kind of the buzz I'm coming off of right now was yesterday's awesomeness. So I'll do my quick presentation, but before I do that, I want to share what's happening. If you're in the Oklahoma contest, this is just for people that live in Oklahoma, residents of Oklahoma who are 18 years of age or older. This is what's happening. So tonight is the 17th. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm taking a break, doing other stuff. But Thursday, I'll be back here at 7 p.m. Central talking about the inspiration behind Bunkie Life. And that's an exciting, very, endearing is not the right word, but it's a pretty emotional presentation that I'll talk about kind of my family's journey and our story, why we support Ronald McDonald House, other things like that. And then, of course, Sunday, which is a week from today, we're going to announce the winner. So we're giving away the Rockwood Bunkie to a lucky person from Oklahoma. And then we're going to launch right into our Oklahoma-only contest, or our Oklahoma-only sale, I should say. And that's going to be about a week long. So that's the deal. That is the gist. And let's go into tonight's presentation, which is Bunkie Boost Enhancement Ideas. What can you do to make a bunkie even extra awesome? So let me go into that. Okay, so this is what I call Bunkie Boost Enhancement Ideas. Everyone can see that okay? Everyone can hear me okay? All right, let's do it. So, finishing touches, a few additional items to help you have the best bunkie on the block. So, the three things that don't come with the kit is stain. So this is, there's just so many options here, but we really like a company called Sanson. They are shipping across North America now. It's a water-based product, so when you're staining your bunkie, you can wash it off with soap and water, which is actually pretty awesome to be able to do. So this bunkie actually both bunkies, the sauna behind me and the Blue Haven there behind me, stained them with my bare hands and with some help from team members. And that's all Sanson stain on there. So there's a Sanson white on the trim. There's a Sanson midnight blue or something on the blue bunkie. And there's like a red cedar kind of look on the sauna to my right, your left. And so the reason I like Sanson is it lasts a really long time. If you follow their procedures, you can get 4 to 5 years out of a good stain like Sanson. And so all my bunkies at my house, I've personally used Sanson. All the bunkies at the factory pretty much are all stained with Sanson. And I don't get paid anything to rep Sanson. I just think that's a great product. And the reason I found out about them is a lot of Bunkie Lifers clients were telling me, hey, this is a great product. And is it a little more money than the crap stuff that you can buy? Yes. It's a little bit more, like not dramatically more. I think it was about $150 $10 Canadian to do the bunkies. Like it's not extravagant amount of money compared to like saving yourself $30 and having something crap. I don't want to mention brand names and get sued, but it may rhyme with Homson Motor Heel. I don't know if that's something that exists outside of Ontario, but it sucks. I put it on my bunkies, my very first bunkie I made, and it looked like junk after about 6 months. So I like to steer people away from crap towards quality, and Sanson is definitely quality. There's also, so this is a good question. So Snoozy asks, is the stain blue? So you can tint this stuff. That's the brilliance of this product, is you can tint it almost any color. So they've got a bunch of prefabricated covers that you can kind of pick from, or you can tint it at your own custom color. So that's a huge part of it. So one aspect about stain is that it's come a long way in the last 5-10 years. It used to be that it had to be brown or orange, but now you can tint it any color. And secondly, you can select how much transparency you want. So if you want it to kind of look like you still see the wood grains, like you can kind of see the wood here, right? It's hard to see. Like if you zoom in, you can definitely see the wood grains. So that's like a semi-transparent stain. And you can also do like a more opaque stain, so it just looks like paint. And paint is not, you don't want to use paint because paint is going to flake off and it's not made for wood. Whereas stain is going to penetrate into the wood, seal the wood, protect the wood for years to come. And so definitely a huge fan of stain, and Sanson's one option. There's other options too, but check out Sanson. So that's my one session. Beds. Okay, you're going to need a lot of you people are thinking about, I'm going to throw some extra space, sleeping space in that bunkie. So, did the video stop for anybody? I'm Danielle saying, did the video stop? Hope not. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Let me know if there's any problems on your end. Okay, so Haven Sleep Co. I've met the owner a few times. They're from Canada, but they ship all over North America. Really good, high quality product. I own one of their smaller mattresses, and it's awesome. So I don't get paid to rep their product, but I'm a fan. It's like a bed in the box that you can mail right to your house. So it unwraps and expands, and you can throw it up in, say, a loft bunkie, and it'll just expand. And I interviewed Scott. This is probably 3-4 years ago now. Maybe about a year and a half ago. So check out my interview with Scott from Haven Sleep Co. if you want to learn more about it. They're kind of like Endy or Casper, but higher quality. And it's all made in North America, which I'm a fan of too. So it's all, North American materials, not a bunch of Chinese stuff. Not that I'm anti-Chinese. I'm just saying I'm just pro North American. So that's the idea. Another friend of mine is the Quagga Designs people. So they make a really interesting bed frame. It's hard to see under here, but this is like a small set of slats that you can slot together. Really simple. I built this whole bed frame, and it's nice and low profile, which is helpful. This is up in the loft of a Haven here, this view. You can do a king or a queen, and they'll ship it right to you. So it's a wood bed frame. It really matches a lot of the Bunky vibes. Doesn't squeak. Takes literally 5 minutes to set up. And they're also made here in North America, which I'm a fan of. And of course, there's like so many options for decor, furniture, etc. So let's go into some of those options. If you want to check out more on our website, I'll show you how to get there. So if you go to, hold on. Go to bunkielife.com. So we have a whole kind of section on our website. You go to products and click on additional options. So you can see there's stain, roofing, and other things like that. So I'll talk about some of these individually, but this is kind of the hub of where you want to go if you want to find some of the things that we kind of suggest as add-ons. Just wanted to mention that while we're in that mode. So let's talk a little bit about, the interior decorating. You can really get creative, and the best place to find ideas is certainly. Hold on, I gotta take the comment off. Sorry. Hope the video did not stop. Okay. The best place to find ideas is certainly the private Facebook group, or even our Facebook page has every week we'll post a client story and some photos. So this is the entire wall. So a lot of people ask us, can I hang stuff on the wall? And you totally can. The walls are very sound structurally, so you can hang shelving, you can hang picture frames, you can hang whatever you want on the walls pretty much. Some people have done Murphy beds, that sort of thing. So the entire wall can support paintings and furniture and shelves, if that makes sense. Okay. So do you have to stay in the inside is a common question too. It's not necessary, but can look awesome. So here's an example of a client's Bunky, Virginia's Bunky, and she's got the moose photo, shelving, and she's whitewashed. The point of this photo is it's been whitewashed. Everybody hearing me okay? Everyone seeing this okay? Comment okay if you're seeing things and hearing things. Okay. Now, Emily says, love the option of a metal roof for the hailstorms in Oklahoma. 100%. Okay, Jessica says, okay, thanks, Jessica. So, yes. Oh, whoops, I clicked the wrong person. So, I'm a huge metal roof fan. Now, the company that we recommend here in Ontario, they don't ship outside of Canada, so I won't talk about them. But what we do is we have a roof spec sheet for everybody. So whether you're in Boise, Idaho, Jacksonville, Florida, some place in California, it's all good. We've got a spec sheet. You can just take it to your local hardware store and be like, I need a metal roof. Here's the pieces I need. And they'll just make it for you. So that's been the most cost-effective way to get most people their bunkies. And the roofs, and we really like metal roofs and recommend metal roofs because they're a little more expensive, say, than shingles, but will last a lifetime. Now, what about additional windows? So a lot of people are wondering, hey, can you guys make me some extra windows? Absolutely. It's super easy to add while you're installing or after you're installing. And so let me show you a little example. This is what you do to retrofit a window in. And I want to share that. So at our factory, we make all of our own windows. They come with screens. They come with weather stripping. Basically, just slide into the bunkies as we talked about last presentation. But people wonder, hey, can I retrofit a window in? And let me show you how easy that process is. Hi everybody, it's David from Bunkie Life. We're going to talk about how to retrofit a Bunkie Life window into a Bunkie Life cabin or a bunkie or in this case, our 2019 loft. Really simple, really easy. In terms of tools, you need a measuring tape and some type of a pencil or a pen just to mark what you're doing. A drill is going to be nice to have. And a hole saw. That's pretty much it. I'm going to do the hole saw here because... Okay, so that's step one. Let's do step two. No, something close to the end. Okay, you got the okay, now we got the remaining thirds up here. Here. Squeeze it down the side. Okay. There. So that's here. This way doesn't get it. I'll test on that. Listen, obviously, push it into place. Okay, fix it. Alright, okay. How's that much noise? Is it too okay? Okay, this is okay. So I want to this. You want to hold my room trim. That's it. Basically, so much. But then I can do also. That's pretty much the idea. That was in like hyper fast guy mode, but that's the idea. You basically just cut two even pieces down the wall, shove the window in, and you're good to go. And you could put an extra window anywhere you want. There's a few rules. One of the rules is that you can't put it right next to the corner. So you have to be at least 12 inches from a corner, and you've got to be at least 2 boards below any structural roof beams. Other than that, go at her with the window, and it's that easy to install that. So that was kind of the point I wanted to get across. There's a less chipmunk version of that video, but I just wanted to get the idea of that video. You can we can send that video to you if you want, if you're retrofitting a window in or want to buy an extra window for your existing bunkie or want to buy an extra window for your bunkie you are about to build. Decor. So our clients are legitimately the most creative people in the world, and so the things they come up with never cease to amaze me. The wide expanse of things that they do, their bunkies are pretty fantastic. Like I said, check out a public Facebook page or Instagram page for some really creative ideas, or join the Facebook group once you're a client and be part of that private community. And there's like hundreds or even thousands of photos to go through and check out and different things like that. So a lot of people ask about, can I put solar panels on my bunkie? Absolutely. So this is a build we did for a kid named Ethan. It's for Make-A-Wish, and he really wanted a solar panel bunkie. So this is just one solar panel. that powers a little battery backup inverter type thing. This is for like charging cell phones, laptops, lights, simple things. I've got hold on, I'm not showing you. It's not sharing the screen. Sorry, my bad. Okay, this is what I meant to. Oh, let's go back to decor. I was just talking about decor. That's the photo I was sharing. Solar panels. So the lower left cabin is a haven we did for Ethan. And then the upper right one is my bunkie. So I've got a bunkie that I have a single solar panel and a little battery backup. And that just does, cell phone charging, lights, that type of thing. And it's really easy to install. It's relatively cheap. There's people with full arrays, like they fill the entire roof with solar panels. That's for more serious people that are really trying to kind of go off grid. But for people that just want a nice, simple kind of single solar panel, just for like, the basics, works really well. It's not going to heat your bunkie. A single solar panel is not going to heat your bunkie, but it will just provide some power there if you're far away from the house or something, or don't have access to electricity where you're at. And then, of course, the next question is, if I've got electricity, what about internet? So friends of ours have put together kind of the smart bunkie concept. So it's basically a Wi-Fi repeater that goes from your, if you have Wi-Fi in your house, up to your bunkie, or vice versa, cottage or bunkie or lake house bunkie, whatever you got to connect. So you can do it wirelessly, which is a lot easier than running cords. And then, of course, heating. That's a huge one. So we're really big fans of a company from Quebec called Cubic Mini Wood Stoves. And they make this is Ethan again talking about his sweet Cubic Mini Wood Stove here. And they're little tiny, fully functional wood-burning stoves. They work fantastic. If you're in, even to heat in northern parts of Ontario, they've worked really well. They take comically small pieces of wood, but they take them just like any large wood stove is. And there's even a cooktop on, you can cook on the top of the stove. They have water heaters that bolt onto the side now, and even roasters that you can use to roast stuff. So it's a fantastic little solution. They mount on the wall, as you can see here, which is also fantastic. So big fan of Cubic Mini Wood Stoves. We can get our clients a discount on their products, which is cool. If you message us, let us know. Also, there's some really great propane options now too. There's one called Martin that you can get off Amazon. The Martin, there's different sizes, but the Martin wall mount heater, they look like actually maybe I can pull it up. Hold on for a sec. Amazon.com. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Martin wall heater. They're direct vent, so you just go right. This is an example of one. So this is probably in American dollars here. So it's $1,000 American roughly, and there's cheaper ones I think too. But the Martin direct vent natural gas, fantastic, and it's a little more like, set it and forget it. You've got a thermostat, and then look at that kind of blue flame fireplace kind of style look. Pump out the heat, but really easy to use, and you can run it off a barbecue tank level of heater. So big fan of these guys. Check them out. What else? Electric. So being the Scottish man I am, most of my bunkies are still heated with Costco electric cord, extension cord running from my house to my bunkies, 100 feet or whatever they got to run with like a crappy little $50 heater, right? Gets the job done. Not too complicated, but that's what I love. So here's a little bit more about the Cubic Mini Wood Stoves. They're Canadian business, ship all over North America. The Grizzly, which is pictured here, is about 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. I'm not joking. It's comically small, but it's an awesome product. And look, here's the roaster they just put out. You can fit a 3-pound roast, cakes, cookies, eggs, etc. Pretty sweet. It's a game changer. If you want to learn more, I actually interviewed Cubic Mini Wood Stove 3 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago. And they've come a long way since then, and I'm a big fan of the company. Now, another option too is heat pumps. Now, especially in places like Oklahoma, a heat pump could be a great solution because it provides heat in the winter and cool in the summer. Really super energy efficient and easy to install. So this one here is one at my house. It's a Mr. Cool. So they make them in Kentucky, I believe, or they import them and assemble them in Kentucky. And I'm a fan. They're relatively cheap. And if you happen to have electricity at your place and can get to the bunkie, it can, and especially in Oklahoma, you can definitely heat and cool your bunkie, no problem. We've got clients that live in Ontario here that use their bunkie all year round with just one little heat pump, and it does a great job. That's kind of the heating and cooling options that we've had the best success with. Now, another company we're a big fan of is Fetus Fabrications. So they do custom fire pits and pieces of metal and just amazing fabrications of metal. So this is like a custom fire pit they made for a family. They ship North American wide. They make personalized products. So at our factory, we've got the Bunkie Life logo on the wall, and it's made out of pure metal, and it looks amazing. It's like it's on our wall when you walk in. And they've made us like Northwest signs. They've made some of our clients some just amazing stuff. So check them out. Like I said, Fetus Fabrications. And I think we can get people a discounts as well. And now another huge solution that people always ask about is, what about the bathroom? And so we actually have a little Bunkie Life bathroom. It's kind of a small 6x6 kind of utility area, but it's affectionately called the bathroom bunkie by a lot of our clients. So you'll often see on our Facebook posts and our Instagram posts that they've got the big bunkie and they've got this little companion bunkie. It's small little bunkie, 6x6. You can fit a 3-piece bathroom in it. It's a great space for your business. So something like a composting toilet here. Composting toilets have come a long way. In case you haven't checked them out in the last few years, they can really do the job without a lot of smell. I have one myself, and I'm a fan. So in our bathroom bunkie here, you actually can fit a small stand-up shower, a little composting toilet, and a small pump sink if you want. You have about 36 square feet, which is, about a medium-sized bathroom. You're not going to fit a tub in there, but you could fit a shower in there. So that's an example of a composting toilet. And then, of course, the Airbnb aspect of things. If you really want to take your bunkie to the next level, the Bunkie Life Airbnb experience is pretty fantastic. So here's a client of ours. This is out in British Columbia. So we've got probably almost 50 people that are doing this now, but I love Maria, and she's got a little bunkie. She calls it the Bunkie Town. Bunkie Land. And it's just a beautiful place. She's got a number of different sizes. And so we're forming we've got our own little posse of Airbnb hosts. And so if you check out bunkielife.com/Airbnb, there's a presentation Carrie and I did a few years ago. Well, what we've done, we've rented out our 3 or 4 bunkies at our house, and also what other clients are doing all across North America. So, okay, this was a presentation I did. It was back in February 15th. I recorded it, and it's on that website. So bunkielife.com/Airbnb. Another thing that people have done to boost their bunkie is turn it into a home office. So here in Ontario, people have insulated and created a 4-season office. Adds a lot of value to the property. This is a very sexy version of a bunkie office. And if you want to see me turning what used to be a bedroom kind of Airbnb into a home office, if you type in Bunkie Life home office transformation on YouTube, you'll find this video of us renovating it and insulating it, things like that. It wasn't a crazy big project, but turned out awesome. And then another product we're pretty proud of is our fold flat ladder. So it's a compact ladder that folds flat against the wall, and you swing it back out. So it saves a ton of space and impresses your hard to impress family and friends. Baby not included, unfortunately, with the fold flat ladder. And if you want to learn more about that, just check it out on our website, go on additional products, and then there's like a video of me showing people how it's used. Now we've kind of updated the how it's made. So we used to import them from Australia, but now we make them in Ontario. So they're even better than the one on that video, but same idea, basically. Pulls away from the wall, and is a fantastic addition to our Haven Ultra, even our 2019 Loft Bunkie. It works really well with. Rick says, that ladder's a game changer. Awesome. Yeah, it really does save a lot. When you're talking about 100 square feet, every foot counts, right? So it helps a lot. And that's just a very brief overview of the amazing ideas that I've mostly been sourcing from our Bunkie Life clients. So I'd say I have one good idea a year, probably, if that, and then I get 99 of them from clients writing in and saying, hey, can you do this? Oh, I saw this. So that's why I heard about cubic mini wood stoves, our clients. The wall-mounted propane heaters, our clients. the full thought ladder we came up with, we searched it out. Trying to think what else. Yeah, half the ideas, more than half the ideas, are from our fantastic group of clients. So thank you in advance. There's I think the important thing to take away from what I'm trying to say is that you can get a couple great ideas here and there, and you can find them out probably by Googling, but it really helps to be connected with the now 1,400, 1,500 people that have already kind of gone through the journey. So they've, decided to buy a bunkie, decided to get it shipped to them, decided to build it, somehow, stained it, added a roof, added solar panel, whatever they've done. They've gone through the full journey, and they're like at the end, and they're saying, yeah, this is doable. We did it ourselves. You could do this too. That, I think, is the most encouraging part about the Bunkie Life community, is like, hey, it's like you got people that are pretty kind, helping other people because they understand like the value of it and how much it's helped them and their family. And they're just like pumped to see other people get there. So, we've got a great team, and so plugging into Bunkie Life community is like a big part of that, because like I remember before, like the first time I've ever built anything, I was really kind of scared about, can I do this? And having other people come alongside us and be like, yeah, we've been there, we've done that, was super helpful. So Kira and I built our own house. But first we got to help our friends build their house, and then they came and helped us. And it was like, I don't think we could have done it without that, right? If we had just tried to do it in our own little isolated silo, we probably wouldn't have finished. And same thing with bunkies. The bunkies are obviously a way smaller scale than a house, but that same principle applies. If you can join a group of people that have already done what you're doing and want to see you succeed, it's super valuable. So that's pretty much my presentation. There's a lot of great questions in the chat, so I'll get to that. Absolutely. I want to mention too, we had a great barbecue yesterday, and we had people show up and share their stories. I want to share one of the stories that was actually from last year's barbecue, but was super impactful. I think it might be helpful if you're kind of thinking, oh, maybe a bunkie might make sense for me. And this is Chris and Jessica. They had a little binder of all their pictures of them doing the build. And they're just a really cute couple. So I want to share this testimonial with you. This is Chris and Jessica.
I think definitely the Canadian-made aspect was a big seller. And then we had seen, or at least I had seen on the Dragon's Den, that episode, which was really interesting. And I love Northern Ontario, and I've sort of had a dream for a long time to put up a bunkie somewhere on some land. And Jessica here with her farm, she has 3 acres and has this plan for a bed and breakfast. And the bunkies seem to be a really good fit for that application.
I saw Bunkie Life on, I think it was Facebook.
On Facebook.
There was a contest.
Right,
so
right, that's right.
Yeah, I entered the contest.
And so did I.
Right.
Right. There was a contest to win a bunkie, basically. And so we started following it a lot. And then David's videos that he does, playing music and talking about the bunkies, and it gets you interested. And you start to look at these online and pictures of other bunkies that people have built. And it was really, really neat just to see that and see like, yeah, that's something we could build seemingly fairly easy. Which we did. Just the 2 of us built those bunkies. When we were building, it was amazing the number of vehicles that would just slow down as they passed the property to look, be like, what's going on over there? And I find now that it's stained and the roof is on, when you're coming up to the property from the main intersection, it's kind of like a beacon. You just like, oh, there it is, because it's a farm property, 3 acres and fairly bare otherwise. And now you just see it right away, and it's a nice piece. It just looks really good on the property.
We've had a lot of friends and family come by the bunkie, and everybody is impressed.
And we love it. We absolutely love it.
We're Chris and Jessica, and this is our Bunkie Life story.
Yeah, so Chris and Jessica, fantastic couple. I want to talk about the Oklahoma-only sale. We're going to probably announce the details probably in a day or two. At least on Thursday, we'll announce the details of the sale. But it starts right after the contest closes for about a week. And if you want early access to the sale, if you're thinking, I want to hear more about this, I'm potentially serious about getting a bunkie and getting lined up for delivery this fall or even next spring, what I'm going to suggest is shoot me an email. So it's going to be from September 25th till October 3rd. To get early access, email me, david@bunkielife.com, with the subject early. I'm happy to forward the details to you as soon as they're available, which will be tomorrow, most likely. Without further ado, let's get to questions and or answers. So if you got questions about my presentation, it was pretty fast. It was like an overview. It was kind of like, here's all the books you could read. Each one of those individual things I mentioned, you could kind of go down the rabbit hole, right? The rabbit hole of small wood stoves, the rabbit hole of heat pumps, the rabbit hole of metal roofing. There's a whole rabbit hole on each one of those things. So I just want to kind of do a real rough overview, but I'm not the expert in any of those things, but I have interviewed the people who are. In most cases, I interviewed the founders and the creators of all those products. And so, I'm happy to be a resource. Our overarching philosophy is we want to be educational, helpful. Whether or not you buy from Bunkie Life, we want you to be more informed and make the best informed decision you can make about your living situation and how you're going to use extra space to connect with your family. That's what we're all about. So, questions and answers. I had some great in the chat. And if you have other ones, chat them to me. I'm just going to go back in time a little bit because I saw some really good ones. So I'll get to these and then keep chatting me. So, Snoozy, are those Quagga bed frames easily put together? I'm not kidding. It took me 5 minutes. When I say 5 minutes, it was literally less than 5 minutes. They're super awesome and they are made in Canada. And a really great guy that owns the company. It's a small family business, so it's awesome. Metal roof, one and done. I agree, Snoozy one. Can you add on to the Bunkie or add up? Rebecca, when you say add on, do you mean like bolt more things onto it? Like a bathroom? Yes, people have absolutely done that. So maybe they'll buy the Bunkie, add the bathroom Bunkie, and kind of bolt them together. Very doable. Make sure you're still complying with your local mafia zoning bylaw crap, but yes, doable for 100%. I'm assuming you mean add up. Like, can we add more rows? Like, can we expand the height of the Bunkie? And yes, we can because we manufacture them ourselves. So what we'll normally do is we'll sell you the kit, the standard kit. We'll sell you some extra rows. And then it's up to you how to, we're not going to create a new manual and a new video for each little addition, but we'll coach you through it to get, say, like a heightened Bunkie. So a lot of people buy, say, the Hideaway Bunkie and add a couple extra rows so the roof is higher, or even the Rockwood. They've done that. Some people add, enough pieces to make a loft out of the Rockwood or a loft out of the Hideaway. That's pretty doable. Or just they want a higher loft up in the Haven loft Bunkie, right? They just want to be able to have a higher loft. As long as it complies with your local mafia or no one's going to know about it. I didn't say that out loud. As long as it complies with your local mafia, you can go that route, and we're happy to make extra pieces for you. There's a charge for it, but it's usually not too much. Emily says, wow, easiest looking window install ever. Yes. If you're going to add an extra window, it's super simple. Just measure 3 times and then cut. That's my only advice. Howdy. Very cool. Stove mounted on the wall. Absolutely. And then Emily says, heat pump. Love it. Yes, heat pumps are awesome. How easy would it be to insulate? My equipment needs to stay at a certain temperature. Yeah, pretty. Kat, where are you? Could you elaborate on where you are? I just want to make sure. But I was talking to a client yesterday at the barbecue that lives somewhere in Ontario. Where exactly escapes me, but she has a craft room essentially, so it doesn't need to be 70 degrees the whole time, but she'll kind of lower the temperature when she's not in there using it to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and then but it was able to, she with her heat pump and she put a little bit of insulation in the roof and probably the floor too, just one tiny layer. She's able to keep it at a safe temperature, and I asked them about their utility bill. She said it wasn't crazy in the winter. So how much is the average cost of the heat pump? Now that is a great question, Rebecca. When I got mine, this is 2020. So it was before prices went nuts, but actually they've come down with heat pumps because they're becoming more, more common, and more what's the word? They're not as niche now. So, heat pumps are the client I was talking about that has the thing that's $1,000. So $1,000, and then I think they paid an electrician to actually wire it. But the one I got, the Mr. Cool one, I did it all myself. I wired it myself. I'm not an electrician, but I did pass inspection, so that was good. And it was super easy. But the Mr. Cool ones, I don't know what they're going for now, but back then they were $1,600-ish. I'm talking Canadian dollars. So That fire pit is beautiful. Thank you, Don, for reminding me. She wants a 4x4 Bunkie Life outhouse. So right now our 6x6 bunkie bathroom bunkie is too big for Don. So we're working on something maybe in the off season. We'll make a small one. The ladder is a game changer. I mentioned that. Incredible ladders. They're like magic. How often do you design new bunkies? That's a great question, Kimberly. So we just mostly respond to client inquiries, and then we kind of just mentally file them away all year. And then about now, it's kind of almost our off season, depending on how this Oklahoma promotion goes. Maybe we'll get a little off season, but really we got to, if we're going to be like slamming bunkies down, like we have enough bunkies made for spring, then we got to kind of start pretty much in December. So we have this little window of time where we can take a breath and see what's going on. So that's when we kind of will think new designs. So if you have ideas, let me know. We've got a few ideas right now brewing. The little kind of micro bunkie for like an outhouse is one of them. We've got a few other ideas too. So welcome, even though you're late. What is the best way to insulate the floor and roof for these Oklahoma winters? Now I talked about insulation last we were talking about building, I think last presentation was just like a few days ago. But Rick, if you go to bunkielife.com, I'll type it in for you. It's like I think it's like bunkielife.com/how to insulate. That's addressed on our website under our frequently asked questions. So let me just type the link. I'll try to share my screen. So bunkielife.com/how-to-insulate bunkie. So this is like a video of me doing a roof here in this video, how to do the floor. This is like an example of a floor. And then of course, this is Dan who lives in his bunkie full time. Me and Evie visited him twice. We visited him in the winter and in the summer. And so there's lots of good advice on this page. You want me to chat it to you? Oh, I can't chat it to you because we're not on Zoom. I'll type it in here. Boom. bunkielife.com/how-to-insulate bunkie. That is a very good resource, and some different ideas. No offense to people in Oklahoma, but you don't know winters. I mean, I guess you have more freezing ice and stuff because it never really gets that, like, it doesn't stay below zero for more than a week or two, right? Or below 32, whatever your freezing is in Fahrenheit. So, there's people that live in their bunkies full time in Ontario with a little bit of insulation. So it's a non-issue really for most. You probably don't even really need to insulate them, but not a terrible idea. And it's pretty cheap to do the roof and the floor. Check out that website I just explained to you, or just shared with you. Okay. So Rebecca, does that address your questions? I know you were talking about building the bunkie up and out. Or bolting on and up? Is that? Feel free to elaborate on your question if you had more clarifying questions, but I hope I got to it. Okay, so Kat's Southwest Oklahoma, where it gets over 100 degrees a lot. Also where the buffalo roam, from what I've heard. So, your issue in Oklahoma generally is going to be cooling, not as much heating, right? Heating is probably a non-real serious issue. So heat pumps are pretty sick about that too, because they're going to definitely heat all winter. You'll have no issues in the winter. And not even bonus, like the real thrust of that is that the heat pump is also built-in air conditioner, a super efficient air conditioner, removes moisture from the air, and cools it down. So heat pumps are a relatively inexpensive solution to that problem, because you guys get some serious summer, right? Like, it's still, what is the temperature today? It was like 80 degrees in Oklahoma today. What was I don't know what the temperature was, but I know it's hot. And it doesn't really get nice until the end of the contest, which is by design, because here in Ontario, everyone wants to build their bunkie now, and we're pretty much done building by Thanksgiving, right? Like our Thanksgiving, which is earlier. So middle of October, everyone goes, I'm not going to the cottage anymore. I'm not building my bunkie. It's too cold. And the exact opposite is true in Oklahoma, which is, it's too hot to do anything in August and September. So, yeah. What's the best base or surface for a bunkie? We get mild seasonal flooding on occasion. I did talk about foundations during the Build a Bunkie presentation, so check that out if you haven't seen it yet, Emily. If you get seasonal flooding, you might want to consider building your bunkie up a bit. So we call them sonotubes, or like concrete pillars, just to get the bunkie up above any type of water would be a huge win, I think, for where you're at. I don't know where you live though, Emily. So if you let me know where you live, I could comment further. Has anyone added heated floors yet? We're working on it. So can't think of anyone specifically who's done it, but it would be doable. Just the fact though is you got the standard Bunky floors are like tongue and groove wood, spruce. So you might want to kind of beef that up and then heat that and then put like some other type of finished floor on there. Because wood if it's heating and cooling a lot, it might be more prone to kind of swell on you. Texas, I'm here for another song. Good to see you, buddy. I'll probably play one before the night's over. Yeah. In Oklahoma, we're worried about the heat, summer heat. Totally. Yeah, that's a legitimate concern. Mr. Cool makes great heat pumps. I agree. I've owned 4 of them myself. They heat and cool my entire house for most of the year. And then I use a wood stove in the dead of winter. Do you know how long the heat pumps last like the Mr. Cool? I don't, because I've only had mine for 4 years, but they seem pretty durable, like well made, well constructed. I hope I get, I don't know how long they'll last, but my plan is to just keep repairing them because they work great. I think you like any air conditioning unit, you'll probably have to redo the Freon or something, which is probably above my pay grade. So eventually I'll have to hire someone to do that. But I think the actual fans and stuff, there's not much to break. It's just a fan heating coil, and the inside is very simple too. How difficult would it move a Rockwood from one location in town to another? Okay, great question, Rebecca. They're not that heavy. They're like 4,000 pounds. If you got a big truck, like a flatbed truck, you could forklift it up onto the truck, still constructed, and ship it down the road. As long as you're not going too far, because it's kind of tall. But the other alternative is you could deconstruct it. You could take apart the logs. When we filmed for Dragon's Den at the Toronto studios of CBC, we had to build the Bunky on set, tear it down, and we actually sold it to one of the Dragons. So we tore down the Bunky, shipped it to her house, built it the next day. So it is doable. Unbuilding them is not as fun as building them, but it is doable. If you at all think, might one day want to move this Bunky, then you want to build it in such a way that will be easy to do. So part of that is when you're screwing everything down, don't super bury the screws in. Just leave the screws so you can still see the screw head so you can unscrew stuff if you want. Or don't screw it, and then you're going to need to use hurricane straps. Dang, I'm so late. I have to go back and watch in full. Okay, well, I can say everything I just said and just do the whole hour again if you want, but maybe watching it again is a better idea. Just going back and watching the replay. Like, easier to take apart. Yeah, easier. You could move it fully constructed, or you could take it apart. I think I just addressed that. Can you place a deck? Can you place a Bunky on a deck? Totally, as long as it's very level and very stable. So if you got a nice flat level deck, fire the Bunky on it, sure. And it has to be built, strong enough that can take an extra 4,000, 3,000 to 4,000 pounds spread out over the deck, right? Dude, it was 88 degrees today in Oklahoma. Okay, well, that's hot. It's hot. For a Canadian, that's super hot. In my part of Oklahoma, it got to 99. Kat, you're from Southwest, you said, right? That is unreal. So yeah, you don't want to be out there building the Bunky right now. When does it start getting nice? Like October, right? Wonder about strapping these down for protection. Yes, so the Bunky kits themselves come with screws to screw everything down, and you want to screw that whole structure down to your foundation. Depending on your foundation. We addressed that last presentation about how to build. And feel free to email me if you want some ideas. Everybody's getting rocked with Hurricane. I don't know what the name of the hurricane is, but last year everyone got rocked with Hurricane Fiona. All our clients in Nova Scotia, East Coast, and all the Bunkies are still standing. So I haven't heard from them yet about this week's hurricane, but we're crossing our fingers, hoping for the best. And they're all engineered for like pretty high levels of wind. Now, sometimes tornadoes just throw trees on things. So a Bunky probably won't stand a huge tree falling on it, but it can stand high winds. You addressed my question. Good. Okay. You guys are really good on the questions tonight. Last time it felt like everyone was scared. Now everyone's rapid firing questions, which is excellent. Okay. You're welcome for the advice, Emily. I'm planning a shingle roof. Okay. Yep. Match the cottage. Right. Okay. You always encourage metal roofs. Why? Okay. I'm not anti-shingle. Shingles are definitely less expensive. but not that much more expensive. Not that much cheaper. If you have to match the cottage, I can totally understand and appreciate the aesthetic concerns of I want the bunkie to look like the cottage. I totally get it, Rebecca. It's just with metal, it's easier to install, I think. I've done both. When you put one piece of metal, it covers from sorry, it's hard to see. When you put a piece of metal on, it covers a big chunk of the roof all at once and you screw it down. Whereas individual shingles just take longer to do. And they're less durable. Like a metal roof generally has a lifetime warranty. And they shed snow better if you're in Ontario or Canada. Not as much of a factor if you're down south, but if you're north, it's helpful for shedding snow. And the 15-year shingles honestly last like 7-8 years. They say they're 15 years, but they don't last that long. The 25-year shingles, you're going to get maybe 19 years out of them. So always think about, okay, if I'm buying a shingle that's going to be crapping out on me in like 7 years, do I want to be up on a roof again in 7 years? If the answer is no, consider a metal roof, unless you have other considerations like matching the cottage. I totally get it. So I'm not anti-shingle. There's some really nice looking shingles out there. There's also we just tried asphalt. They look like slate, but they're made of plastic. We tried this Authentic Metal Roofing company. If you came to the barbecue yesterday, you would have saw this. So that is really interesting. So we're always trying new ideas, but just metal is like not that expensive, lasts forever, easy to install. Those are all the main reasons why I'm a metal roof fan. This is nice weather for us. What? 90 degrees is nice? That's hot. I like 72 degrees. Depends on the day. It could be 100 and the next day in the 50s. Okay, that's good to know. That's Southwest Oklahoma we're talking about, right? Hope to come. Standing seam metal will last forever. Standing seam metal is very good. Are metal roofs noisy? Okay, that is a great question, and it's a common misconception about at least bunkie roofs. So people, if you ever experienced a noisy metal roof, it's usually because people just like ran roof trusses or they just ran like a couple boards and then put the metal on top of the board. So if you're in a shed or something and you look up and you see a few pieces of wood and a bunch of actual metal, you see the underside of the metal, there's nothing. It's just the metal getting pounded by hail and you're hearing the whole thing. That's noisy. But with a bunkie, like a Bunkie Life bunkie, you've got deck boards. They're all tongue and groove. I'm trying to think if I can show you a photo of an inside of a bunkie. Well, yeah, I can. So if you go to any of our products and go on the 3D tour, you'll see. I'll do this for you while we're chatting. 3D tour. So let me just do this. So, share the screen. Okay, so this is the 3D tour, and so we're in the bunkie here. This is a Haven Loft bunkie. So you can see, okay, for the underside, I'm not seeing metal here. I'm seeing the underside of the deck boards that come with the kit. So this is included in the kit. Your bunkie's gonna look exactly like this when you build it, and there's a very it's tongue and groove roof boards here, and so you don't see any metal. It's completely like soundproof. Well, not soundproof, but it's just way less like you don't hear the metal. And especially if you insulate it, if you insulate your bunkie, you have a little bit of a gap of insulation, then you have the metal on top. It's way quieter than just like what you may have experienced if you had just a shed with a metal roof and nothing else on the roof. Does that answer your question, Fawn? It's not that loud. It really isn't. Oh, here you go. So KC, I worry about grass wildfire with shingles. Can you elaborate on that? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are shingles more flammable than metal? I'm not sure if that's actually 100% true. They have metal shingles. They do have metal shingles. That's true. So, there's different folks for different strokes for different folks. But yeah, the metal shingles, when I'm usually recommending metal roof, I'm talking about the standing seam kind of, or just standard sheet metal that you see on barns. You see them on every barn in Ontario, at least, as classic, just like Vic West roofing. And there's a reason why. It's like relatively inexpensive, works great, doesn't leak. Standing seam, I think, is even better. That's a minor detail. But the metal shingles, my parents actually have a metal shingle roof. It's great. But it's a lot more work to install. It's got a great look, though. After a month. Okay, Rebecca, where are you in Oklahoma? After a month of 110 plus degrees with high humidity making it feel like 118 this summer, 88 is downright nice. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not going to judge here in my 72 degree fall paradise here in Ontario. But it's going to get horribly cold in like 2 days. So yesterday was the best day of the year, I think. And it happened to be the Bunkie Life barbecue. That is insane. 110 degrees with high humidity. That is intense. I'm curious where exactly in Oklahoma you are. That's crazy. I don't know if I could hack that really. Like that's, I mean, every place in the world probably is awesome for 9 months of the year. In Canada, it's really nice from about end of May till about end of September, you know? Fantastic in Canada at that time. Sucks to be like, even like, I don't mind the cold. So like approaching Christmas, it's kind of nice. There's some snow on the ground. It's frost in the air. That's nice. January, February are just dark, cold, horrible months to be in Canada. Just there's no way around that. But I'm curious, a month of 100 plus 10 degrees. That's crazy. I mean, your air conditioner must run on the entire time. Look, what month is that? Is that August? How cold would it get at night, or how much would the temperature drop at night? That's insane. People without air conditioning must just literally keel over and die. We get wild grass fires and metal is less flammable. Alaska homes. Are you in Alaska, Casey? Alaska homes have been saved by wildfires with metal roofs. That is true. Actually, you know what? I think that is true. I haven't looked into it, but I know those Hawaii fires, Maui fires sounded horrible. And I know a lot of the houses with metal roofs like lasted, but obviously thatch roof is just like like an oily rag of fire attraction. But metal roofs, I think, did better. So another plus for metal roofs there. I think they are less flammable than shingles. Okay, I think we might have lost Rebecca. She might have passed out from heat exhaustion. But I'm curious where. Oh, she said southeast Oklahoma. Okay, she did say where she's from. Night temps are from 80 to 90. That is still hot. Still very hot. Upper 80s at night. That's insane. How do people live? Low of 80 at night during August. I came in May. Where was I? I was in Oklahoma. It was nice the whole time. It was super nice. Okay, so low of 80 at night during August. It's not great. Yeah. My bedroom is set to like 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That's why I like to sleep. My wife does not appreciate that. Should a deck be freestanding or attached? Ideas. So it really depends. GS from YouTube. If you are trying to build your deck and comply with your local mafia here in Ontario, if you bolt them together, you can sometimes get in trouble because you now have got a larger footprint. If you don't care about the bylaws or you have the ability to build bigger, not as big of an issue. So it depends. It kind of depends. If you attach them, it can be really nice for just ease of build. If you just butt them up against each other and they're not attached, they're freestanding, then you can get around some of that bylaw stuff. In the Panhandle, it gets over 100, but no humidity. That's not too bad. So the Panhandle, that's the northwest side, that little strip, right? You're talking approaching Texas. I'm learning my Oklahoma geography, so that's what they call the Panhandle. But it's still pretty miserable when the temperature's that high. That is hot. Right now it's 8 p.m. and it's 86 degrees, feels like 90. So it's nice to see that the Oklahoma people and the Ontario people still bust out the feels like numbers, right? So here in Ontario, when it gets cold, we'll say, oh, it's it's minus 10 Celsius or whatever. But with the wind chill, it's like minus 38. And that's how we make ourselves feel like we're more masculine, I guess, or more tough, more rugged individuals. It feels like that. It feels worse because because the guy on TV told me it feels bad. It's pretty much what it boils down to. The temperature says this, but man, it feels like this. So yeah, we're united in that sense. I'm in McAllister's. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Sorry. I came from northern Arizona. I prefer the Arizona weather. Dry heat makes all the difference. I've heard that too. I agree. If we build the bunkie in the next month, is it okay to hold for the exterior sand and stain until spring? Yeah. We really do recommend staying in the first year if you can. The wood will start to kind of gray, and it'll be a better seal if it's stained. But it's not the end of the world if you can't get to it right away. Because a lot of the stains won't let you go below freezing or even below like cold, like cool. So yeah, it's totally fine. I did neglect to stain a bunkie for an entire year or two. Not recommended. We say that about your neck of the woods. LO. What's that mean? Yes, that's right. Robust. I don't like that cold so much. Well, it's fair. Robust. That's the word. Yeah. Feels like. Folks, it's been a magical evening. If you have more questions, please fire them my way. I'm gonna just reiterate that we do have a few more live streams. So Thursday, that's 4 days from today. I would love if you could tune in. It's the best live stream we'll have. It's the inspiration behind Bunkie Life. Why does my family do what we do? Why do we hire so many people? Why do we want to bring this Bunkie Life story across North America? I'll tell you all about that on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central. Tune in. And then, of course, a week from today, we only have 7 days left. We're going to announce the winner of the Rockwood Bunkie that we're giving away to Oklahomies only. And then we're starting a sale. If you want to join the Bunkie Life community, you can buy a bunkie if you don't win. And you can do that until October 3rd. What else? The Oklahoma only sale. If you want to get in early on the Oklahoma sale, at least get the details of it early, email me, david@bunkielife.com with the subject early. I'd love to share that. I will email you back tomorrow if you email me tonight. And that's basically all I wanted to say. Oh, actually, I want to say one more thing. Hold on for a second, folks. So people have been going to our Bunkie. If you go to the private Facebook group of Oklahoma. So if you haven't joined this group and you live in Oklahoma, join this group. It's pretty fun. The Future Bunkie Lifers of Oklahoma. And the cool thing about it, that's me live streaming right now. The cool thing about it is people are going to see the bunkie we have set up in the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa. People are saying it's adorable. They need it in their life, etc. So this is Kelly who's been sharing this. This is our small loft bunkie. We don't really make much of this bunkie anymore, but we had to put it in the mall because they wouldn't let us do a bigger one. So that's why we did our small little loft bunkie. It's not the Rockwood we would like to build or our Haven loft, but it's still okay. It'll do. It'll do. This is our number one fan, Kelly, our first fan ever to drive all the way to Tulsa. And this is Emily with her mom and her 2 adorable children, also visited Oklahoma, the Woodland Hills Mall. So if you want to go see it, oh, wait, hold on. Other people have seen it. Kimberly says, I've been there twice now at the mall. Are you guys, wait, hold on. Are you guys seeing this? Hold on, what am I doing? Sorry, folks. Looks like it. You didn't see that at all, did you? My bad. Did you see the photos I was showing? You didn't. Sorry, this is Emily. And this is Kelly going to see us at the Woodland Hills Mall. This is our little 2018 loft bunkie. So, beautiful people going to see beautiful bunkies. It's a beautiful thing. That's the idea I was trying to get across. Sorry. You can tell it's live because it's really poor production quality. Okay. So, anyways, and Kimberly apparently has been there. She's been in the mall now twice. So you've been to see the bunkie. Is that what you're saying? Took a friend the second time. Thank you, Kimberly, for your unwavering support of Bunkie Life. Appreciate it. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, if you want to check it out, it's worth 1,000 points. One more thing I should probably talk about is if you want to get more chances to win, we're adding a few more things this week. Go to this website, bunkielife.com/bunkie contest scoreboard. Check that out if you're in the contest. And that's the place to go. And like I said, we're announcing the winner a week from today. So it's a big deal. Tell people about it. Do we want to do some more music? I think it's been over an hour, so I'm not going to do any more music, but on Thursday, I'll play some music for you for sure. One more question. You say to stain the wood, but if one must paint to match their current home due to HOA, can the bunkie take paint as well? Okay. I don't know how anal your HOA is, Rebecca, but I'm going to assume pretty anal if you got to match your home. So here's what I would suggest. Go get stain, tint it to the color of paint you need to tint it to, and they're probably not going to know the difference. They're not going to come in and go, I'm tasting that, and it tastes like paint, not stain. They're not going to know the difference. They just want you to match the color. So you can most likely bring in a sample of your color, and they'll tint it, the stain, because wood is made to take stain, and other things are made to be painted. So if you paint the bunkie, it's going to flake off after a short amount of time. So I would still suggest stain, just tint it to the color you need to do to appease your local HOA. Cat, it's a 4-hour drive for me. I'm hoping to make it up to see it. Well, that totally understand if you can't do that. That's a 4-hour drive. But if you can, that'd be awesome. And as we grow into Oklahoma, ideally, hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll sell bunkies across the great state. And then hopefully also those people will be really nice and they'll let people pop in. So hopefully in a year or two, we'll have dots all over the map of Oklahoma and you don't have to drive 4 hours. So that's kind of the goal. That's why we're here. And yeah, if you have any further questions, you can always email me, david@bunkielife.com, and we'll see you on Thursday evening. And so looking forward to announcing the winner a week from today. So thanks so much for your time. Hope it was informative. I love the questions. They were great. And we'll see you again in 4 days.